What's going on, guys? Well, today's video is going to be me just talking about some stuff. For the last year or so, I've been having ongoing problems with my foot. It is specifically my left foot, although I've had some symptoms in my right foot. It's kind of strange. I don't know what it is. I mean, the logical thing to do would be to go to the doctor. But I currently don't have any health coverage. Hopefully that changes sometime in the future when it becomes a little bit more affordable. But even like, if I go to the doctor, a general practitioner, what's going to happen is I'm going to go there. Out of pocket's going to cost like $130, and he's going to say, okay, well, your heartbeat's fine, and this is what you weigh, and he's going to recommend me to a foot specialist, and that guy's going to be thousands of dollars. It's just one of those things. I mean, eventually, when I have coverage, I like to go and have my foot looked at. And of course, I have no idea what's really going on with my foot, but if I had to guess, it's just because when I walk, I tend to, these are my feet. I know they're my hands, but pretend they're my feet. I tend to walk on the outsides of my feet. All right, so pretend this is my left foot. The pain is really all in here on the outside because I think I'm putting all my weight towards the outside as opposed to spreading it evenly among the entire sole of my foot. Like, I know this because, I've been overweight most of my life. Like 99% of my life I've been obese. So that puts a lot of pressure on my feet. And not, holding my foot completely flat, it's concentrating all that pressure on the outside of my feet. Like, lately in the last, I say a year or two, I've gotten wider shoes. All right, so my foot doesn't kind of lean to one side because my old pair of sneakers, they would kind of wear out on the side parts because I would just generally favor the side of my foot when I'm walking. So it's just one of those things. I'm making an assumption that that's what it is. It's just years and years of a lot of weight pushing on one part of my foot. Maybe it's partial nerve damage. Maybe it has something to do with the bones. I have no idea. One day I'll find out, but for the last year or so, it's been a pain that just kind of comes and goes a little bit. Some days I don't feel it at all. Some days if I'm doing a lot of extra walking or something, when I, obviously do feel it, so it hurts a little bit more. It kind of comes and goes. It's a little bit random. Sometimes the pain is very tolerable. It's like sore, but it's whatever. I deal with it. And then there's some times where it just gets really, really painful, and it'll last a couple minutes, and then it'll kind of go away. So it's kind of strange. Today's one of those days where it hurts more. And I find that as I'm getting older, everyone's bodies just break down. That's it. We have a body. Regardless of how you treat it, you could abuse your body. You could be very, very healthy. It all breaks down. We all turn to mush eventually, as sad as that sounds. And it's just, the older I get, these are symptoms that are going to start to happen. It happens with everyone. Like I said, it doesn't matter how healthy or unhealthy you are. As you get older, you get random pains. Things happen. Things break. Things go wrong. So I'm blaming it half on my obesity and half on me just getting older. Now, occasionally when it gets a little bit too rough to handle and it's just like it's really painful and it's hard to walk on, I'll pop like a Motrin or something or an ibuprofen, something along those lines that kind of relieves the pain. But it hasn't been bad enough for long enough to really, like I said, have to go to a doctor. If I really have to go to a doctor, I will. I'll deal with it. I'll pay the bill when I can, that kind of a thing. But recently, I was experimenting with some CBD flour. And this is another thing, a lot of people want me to make videos on this because my experience has been very positive. But I can't share that information, unfortunately, because everyone's so sensitive. This is social media. This is YouTube. And what YouTube used to mean is you can come on to YouTube and have a little channel and make videos on whatever you want. And you can't do that anymore. You can't speak your mind freely on social media. It's just in 2019, it's not a thing anymore. You're very much restricted. There's biases everywhere. It doesn't matter if you're talking about YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. You are censored. Okay, and I can't just freely talk about all the things that I want to talk about and show you guys all the things I want to show you. I tried doing it on Instagram. Very, very simple posts, deleted, taken down for no good reason. Things that are 100% legal where I live, just not permitted, not liked. Could be a handful of people causing problems. Could be the servers themselves, the people running these servers. Who knows? The point is that there's a big censorship bar on the subject, so unfortunately I can't talk in detail. All I can tell you is that I've had positive experiences from it, and it really, really did help the pain. But it's not something I could do all the time. It's very misunderstood. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google it. I'm sure people will be talking about it in the comment section anyway. But it's not practical. It's not something I could just do every single day or whenever I want. I'm very cautious with that kind of thing anyway, even though it's completely legal. Like I said, it's vastly misunderstood and has potential to cause a lot of different problems. So that's like a maybe once in a blue moon type thing. It's not an ultimate solution to my problem. The ultimate solution is going to a doctor, figuring out what's wrong, and the answer might just be this is what it is. I broke my pinky toe a long time ago dancing with Gus. I don't know if you ever saw that video. But when I was single, I had Gus and I had some music on. I was cleaning the house and I literally was dancing, spun around, hit my toe on the corner of the wall. My foot kept going, but my toe didn't, and it just twisted. It was, ugh. It hurt. It hurt a lot. But more looking down and seeing all your toes go this way and then one go that way, that was pretty nasty. So that was an experience, but, I went to the doctor, paid a bunch of money, and they said, your toe's broken. That's it. There's nothing we could do. So this pain that I'm having in my foot might be one of those situations where there's just nothing they can do except for manage pain. And what the medical community does to manage pain is give you opiates, and I have no interest in that. I'm not going to be anyone who ever just, pops pain pills all the time. There's just a huge problem in our country with that, with opiate addiction, and just doctors, that's what they do. It's like, look, I can't fix it. Take this pill, you'll feel great. And all of a sudden, these people get addicted to this, these pills, and it's a horrible thing. So anyway, just kind of, openly talking about it. It's something I haven't really discussed because it wasn't that much of a problem. It's just as time goes on, it's getting just a little bit worse here and there. It's just one of those things. I mean, we all get old. I'm not old, okay? I'm in my 30s. But I'm old enough to start experiencing random pains. And a lot of that not necessarily has to do with my age. It's more so that I'm heavy. I'm overweight. I'm over 100 pounds overweight, which is technically obese. I am morbidly obese. Morbid. It's nothing to joke about. I'm making it light because I think it's crazy that that's the title, morbidly obese. I think if you're over 500 pounds, that's pretty morbid. But anyway, I am very much working on my weight loss. I will give you guys an update when I reach my goal of being under 300. I can tell you today that this morning I weighed 319 pounds. I got all the way back up to like 360, 365 or something. So I've been losing a lot of weight. Of course, I have a lot to go, so I just don't want to talk about it too much. I've been doing the keto thing. I don't want to get into details as of right now. I did that for about 2 months the wrong way. I made a lot of mistakes. The biggest thing was calories. Hello, not a lot of people talk about calories, but there's a lot of calories in fat. Anyway, we'll discuss more about that in the future as I lose more weight. But I think, the ultimate solution to my foot problem is just losing enough weight where I'm taking that stress off of that area. Maybe it's something that's permanently damaged I'll just have to deal with for the rest of my life. Maybe if I lose enough weight, it'll help it, it'll go away. I don't really know. But I can tell you just lately, I've just been really feeling like crap. I was sick for, I want to say close to 3 weeks. And I think what happened was I got the flu, got over the flu, got a head cold, got over the head cold, and then got a chest cold. It was a weird combination of different symptoms. And it just felt like it took forever. And like I wasn't sleeping. It was hard to breathe. I was wheezing. It was a nasty mess. Knock on wood, I'm finally kind of over that. I don't really have that so much. Just a little lingering chest congestion. But I wake up, I just feel off. It's very, very hard to explain. I'm not quite dizzy, but I have little dizzy spells here and there. I just feel fatigued, just very tired. It just doesn't feel good. I've just been under the weather. And I know a lot of it is contributed to not being active enough. I'm just not moving enough, Bad combination of being sick. For Valentine's Day, I went out to dinner with Christina. I posted some pictures on Instagram. I really want to surprise her. We don't go out to restaurants too often. and I booked a reservation for a really fancy place. We had a really, really nice time. But getting off of keto, like briefly like that, just did a crazy thing to my body. And I'm contributing a lot of how I'm feeling to that. My body's adjusting to that. And it just, I don't know, there's a lot going on lately. So my focus and my goal is to continue to lose weight and try to just feel better. You know, without your health, there's nothing else. Nothing matters. I could tell you in the last 2 or 3 weeks, like all I'm thinking about is myself, and I'm becoming like a hypochondriac. And I've always had a little bit of that in me, you know, where like something hurts. Like, for example, I can have like gas, you know, if I drank a soda or something. I'm talking like years ago. Drank a soda too fast or something. I'm like, oh, my chest hurts a little bit. Maybe I'm having a heart attack. You know, I get really concerned. It's just gas pain. But I've always had a little bit of that, like, hypochondriac, you know, in me. Like, what's wrong? And I've always used this example, but if I stub my toe in the wall and my toe hurts, I'm good with that pain because I know why I'm in pain. I really, really get freaked out when I have symptoms and pains and aches and, like, this isn't right and that's not right, but I don't know what it is. It's just I have a legitimate fear of being sick, but just not knowing what it is. So, I don't know. It's been rough lately. I'll get over it. You know, it's not the end of the world or anything. The foot thing is concerning just because it's been, you know, pretty rough for a while now. It's hard, you know, and there's obviously you guys are watching from all around the world. Some of you guys have nationalized healthcare and all that stuff, and that's great. In certain situations, here in America, our health system, I like the fact that you have the option to go where you want. In other words, if you spend more money, you quite literally can go to a better doctor. Okay, free healthcare, that sounds great and everything, but most times you're just stuck with whatever they give you. I happen to know people who have free healthcare in America, and they get, like, you know, doctors that aren't that great. And it could really be the difference of you having a great life and a really horrible life. If you have, you know, misdiagnosed problems, or, you know, a doctor that's just not very good. Unfortunately, in every profession, there's good people and bad people. There's great mechanics and horrible mechanics. There's great doctors and horrible doctors. People die every single year from bad doctors, just not knowing what's going on with them, not being smart enough to figure out what's going on with them. I've personally seen my grandmother, my mother's mother, you know, she was like a lab rat for doctors. She had a nervous breakdown when my grandfather passed away, and they pumped her with so many different medications, and she just wasn't herself. The last few years of her life, she just was not her. It was very, very sad to watch that and see that firsthand. Just literally just, oh, try these pills, okay? And she's like just messed up. Mentally, she's not there. Physically, she's not there. It was a really, really hard experience to deal with. And I was younger when it happened, and it was horrible. It really was. And it kind of made me lose hope in doctors and medicine and stuff, you know? It's kind of luck of the draw. Sometimes you get a good doctor, knows what he's talking about. Sometimes you don't. Christina, I don't know if I ever really talked about this, but when she moved in, she had a problem for a while where she was dizzy all the time, and something wasn't right. She was not feeling very good. We went to a doctor, a local doctor, and he turned out to be a huge a-hole, almost like we're wasting his time. Could not figure out what was wrong. They told her that she was stressed because it was a new environment and stuff. It turned out he was completely wrong. What ended up happening was her vision changed. You know, she didn't have glasses at all. Her vision deteriorated just enough to have a prescription for glasses. She got glasses, and then she was totally fine. That's all she needed. But this guy was just completely wrong and wanted to prescribe her medicine and depression medicine, all kinds of stuff like that. And that very well could have happened, and that was not the right solution. So, you know, feeling sick and going to the doctors, I mean, I'll tell you, my father, I tell him all the time, you know, hey, you got to go to the doctor and stuff. And he's just not into it either. He understands that sometimes you could just go with the wrong guy. Just like a mechanic. You go to the mechanic and they think this is the problem, and nope, it's not. Let's try this, let's try that. And they can do a lot more damage than help. I'm not saying doctors are bad or anything. I'm just saying it's worrisome to have to roll the dice like that. It's really unfortunate. But anyway, as far as that whole thing goes, eventually, if it gets bad enough, I have no choice. I do have to go to the doctor and trust in whatever they have to say. Possibly go to 2 or 3 doctors to get, you know, multiple opinions on the subject. But hopefully in the future, healthcare, you know, will be more affordable. As of right now, it's more than a car payment, and it's just not doable. But it is very important, obviously. You have to take care of yourself. I'm doing everything I can by myself. Better diet, trying to move more, be more healthy, exercise, stuff like that. So anyway, this is just a little bit of a ramble. I wanted to tell you about my foot. It's not a secret or anything, but it's something that I haven't mentioned, and it's just been an ongoing problem for the last year or so. Hopefully it gets resolved, but we'll see. Anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful day. I didn't mean this to be a kind of depressing or sad video or anything. It shouldn't be. I'm just expressing what's going on in my life. I've always shared, what's going on, like kind of vlog style stuff, and I don't do specific vlog videos, but you guys get a little piece of my life in all types of videos. So just kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit. It's half venting about the problem and just, talking so I get some feedback. I'm sure you guys have plenty of suggestions and stuff. The biggest one will be to go to a doctor, and eventually I will. So anyway, that is all. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow with another video. Take care.